Hi, I'm Susie Singh, and today I'm going to be exploring some thoughts about dealing with depression. If you have been struggling with depression and wondering why it is that despite all your hard efforts, you are not able to get out of it, it's possible that for one of three reasons you may have got stuck in depression. And when I talk about being stuck, I'm talking about the roots that prevent you from getting disentangled. From my work with hundreds of clients, I have identified three major causes that can make this happen. The first one is a deep-seated anger with God. Now, if some of these three reasons surprise you, I would ask you to just take a breath and think about deeply before your cognitive mind just jumps to conclusions that this is not so. Because these three reasons are actually lying deep-seated in your subconscious mind, and you may not even be aware of them. This anger with God may be reflected in some inner thoughts, and if you ever find yourself thinking, I don't want to pray, I don't believe in God, I'm angry with God, and no matter what, I can't forgive Him, then it's possible that there is a childhood trauma associated with an upset caused by some authority figure in your life. It could be a parent, a grandparent, or a teacher. Now, often this gets transferred into an anger with God, and that's part of the mind's coping mechanism. So this anger with God that you feel, what it really does to you, is similar to what would happen to a plant if you were to cut off its roots. That plant begins to wither. And so your connection with God is really your connection with Source. When you are angry, you shut down that connection with Source. You shut down the flow of cosmic energy into your being, and that keeps you trapped in depression. My suggestion would be that you start exploring this whole feeling about being angry with God. Try and connect back to Source with a sense of prayerfulness. Now, prayer doesn't have to be a traditional chanting of some religious prayer, but just speaking to God, expressing to Him what you're angry about. And one way of doing that is exploring or addressing the question, does life seem unfair to you? What about life seems so unjust? And if you can answer that, and if you can use that to start connecting back with God in your prayers, asking Him, sorting your mind, going deeper into your mind in your explorations with what seems so wrong with my life, maybe you will start healing and loosening the grip of this energy entanglement. So give it a try. Go ahead. Build a connection with God so that you can heal and forgive God or forgive whosoever caused that feeling of upset in your childhood. If you find that this becomes really difficult, you could choose to get therapeutic intervention, of course. The second issue that I tend to find with depression patients is a lack of purpose, a hopelessness about life, a feeling of what's the point of it all? I don't want to live, I don't want to do anything, nothing gives me joy, nothing gives me pleasure anymore. And this could possibly be because your efforts are not recognized, they go unrewarded, they go unacknowledged. And so instead of really worrying yourself over about what's the point of life and trying to solve that big question all at once, it's probably better for you to just chunk it up, break it up into smaller parts, and take each day as it comes. Find purpose in one small thing every day. Find meaningful activities to engage in. It could be something as simple as doing stuff you really love, like maybe drawing, writing poetry, taking on a creative project, anything that connects you back with your own self, because it's a severed connection with your own creativity that makes life appear so hopeless. It could be something as mundane as cleaning out a cupboard and doing a really good job of putting back your clothes in, something that you can look at, take a deep sigh, and reward your own self. I like to touch myself on the shoulder here and give myself a gold star every time I do something nice, and maybe you could try that too. And And slowly and steadily, if you try and practice this regularly, you will find that sense of hopelessness about life will begin to dissolve. And having done these two, you could then come to the third one, which is a really big one actually, because that is a hidden death wish. I know this sounds kind of fatalist, but it's true. And I do find this prevalent in a lot of people who don't heal or who find this stickiness with depression. Explore your thoughts. Examine your mental dialogues. And are they all about, oh my God, I just want to die, I don't think I can wake up to another day, and life sucks. And if you're feeling that way, then it's possible that there is a deep-rooted death wish. Now the way to get out of this death wish is a simple practice actually. And that is one of awareness and mindfulness. Ask yourself the question, find a nice, comfortable, peaceful place, sit down. Ask yourself, why do I want to die? Bring your attention and your awareness completely to it. This could be really uncomfortable. You may want to run, you may want to just close your mind and make yourself busy in things, but I'm suggesting just stay with the thought, put your attention to it, and remember to breathe as you ask yourself that question. If you feel like crying, don't hold back your emotions, just give vent to your feelings and cry. Just let it all out. Now for the first time when you do this, you may find it really hard and you may not harvest any results. Don't let that bother you. Just go ahead and give it a second, third and fourth try. And I can promise you, you will feel much lighter with each such episode of bringing your attention to that question, breathing deeply as you do that. And what that does is it loosens the grip. It's like going in search of all those places in your body where that death wish is stored, with your breath bringing it to the surface and then exhaling it out. So just practice these three aspects and I really wish you a speedy recovery. More in my next videos. And if you're interested in practicing some more self-help tips, you might like visiting my website www.susieheals.com. God bless and bye-bye.